Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. Thanks for staying with us. For those of you that don't know, back in July of 2017, Park City Television was purchased and acquiesced by Deerfield Media. I was about to say Deer Valley. We were just talking about Deer Valley. No, Deerfield Media. And for that, I have the president of Deerfield Media, Steve Mumblow, with me to talk about everything that comes with the whole acquisition process and everything that has changed about the station, because it is going great so far. Steve, how are you doing today?
Diego, how are you?
Excellent.
Nice to see you.
It's great to have you on air.
Nice to be here again.
Nice to be here. Yeah, absolutely. So let's just go over that whole process. So let's talk about how the fact that Park City Television was purchased by Deer Valley and what that means.
Yeah. Well, Park City Television was acquired by Deerfield Media.
Deerfield, they keep saying Deer Valley.
I know. Deerfield Media in July this past year, and I was on the show here over the summer, right after the acquisition. So I'm kind of back here and to report on the wonderful progress that the station has made over the past 7 months. Just some of the highlights that we've done. We're reformatting the morning show, and you're a wonderful host, along with Kelly, and what we're presenting to the Park City and Salt Lake City market. We introduced a new show called Salt Lake City to Park City and Back Again. We filmed 5 episodes back in September, and that show is seen not only on Park City Television, but on KJazz in Salt Lake City. And we actually have some very favorable ratings. Since the debut of the show, our ratings are up about 44%. Wow. And based on that success, we are now starting production of a new show called Ogden to Park City and Back Again. And I got to tell you that the business community and the entertainment community in Ogden has been exceedingly supportive in providing venues and topics for filming. And you'll see that coming out of the can, so to speak, in April of this year. We'll be spending most of the month of March and the beginning of April actually filming the 5 episodes. So we're very pleased with that. And we've been developing our PCTV reports, which is an hour morning show, which you host.
Yes, I've hosted that.
And you've done a wonderful job.
Thank you.
And when you start off on a new project, it becomes you do a little bit of this, you do a little bit of that, you kind of see what works. And I, being from Massachusetts, watch it from afar. And I came out here last week and I watched the full episodes here. And I got to tell you, and I was telling Daniel Turner, the general manager of the station here, this is great. This is really, really good stuff. And that I was watching it for an hour. And usually when you have an hour show, when you look at the ratings through ComSource or RenTrack, you can see that the audience starts to move away.
Starts to dip out towards the middle of the show.
Yes, at the end of a show. And our RenTrack ratings say, no, our audience builds through the show. Wow. And even when I was watching it, I kind of said, wow, is there an extra half hour or an hour of this coming on? Because I want to see more. So I think we're there. You've done a wonderful job in getting us there, Diego.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate
whole
that.
crew.
Agreed. It's definitely a whole collaborative process. I agree.
Yes. Chloe, Brendan, and Tyson have all got us there. And next week we're adding a 4th person, Cal, who will be doing a local sports report for our high schools. And the ice hockey tournament, as you know, is going on here. And that's going to be a good addition to what we're doing. Another project that we worked on is the KJazz project.
Yes, that was a huge partnership, because that's something is very new to the Park City Television kind of station in general. There was no partnerships before Deerfield Media had stepped in, and this is a big partnership for the Valley.
Well, my background is through entertainment, film financing, outdoor advertising, newspapers, television, radio, because I was a banker in my early days. and having been through all aspects and been on the boards of many media companies over the years, I take a multimedia approach to the business. And at Park City Television just has a wonderful story to tell. It's a wonderful community here. But in order to get the word out, you really have to do it on a multimedia basis. And I'm not talking just social media and digital media, but you've got to be in print, and you've got to be in TV stations in your neighboring markets, and you've got to do production in neighboring markets so that everyone could feel that it's not just a Park City TV station, it's a whole community TV station throughout the region. So the KJAZ agreement, where we started off just on weekend mornings, after we've seen how the ratings did, in discussions with KJAZ, they said, and we were happy to hear, why don't you bring it on in the afternoon as well?
Wow.
And so you can see us on KJAZ at 4 to 6 on Saturday and Sunday afternoons. And perhaps there's more to come. More to come,
right?
On that as we expand our programming and we get the feel for how to do it. I'm just very, very happy at the progress we've made here in the 7 months time.
I have to say, working here and being part of I came onto the team just after the acquisition and right in the kind of the middle in the heat of the transition process. And so I have to say that I appreciate it as an employee. It's been handled very well. Everything's been super organized, and I felt that everything has been very cohesive. And I really, I like where the station is going. I like what we're pushing, and I like the content that we're covering, because I agree, I think it's really great community reporting and really great ties into the community as well. Not just reporting on the community, but in being involved in the community is a huge part of that as well.
It is, and what we've liked it here and has such a great start that back in December we decided that we would move our corporate headquarters here to Park City from Columbus, Ohio, where we were managing our 10 TV stations in our portfolio out of Columbus. But we've moved it here to Park City, and for folks out there, we're actually hiring.
Perfect. Yeah, this is a great opportunity to join a team that is continually growing.
We need more reporters. We need accounting type people and everything else to manage the company. And we also had we didn't do it last year because of the acquisition of Park City Television and other projects we were working on, but we're looking at commencing production of The Line.
Oh, excellent.
Which is our nationally syndicated show.
Yes.
You could see that on KJAZ, Park City Television, and on Altitude Sports and Entertainment throughout the Rocky Mountain area, and various other television markets throughout the country.
It's a great show. I'd love to see continuing production of that. I think it would be fantastic.
It was a slow build because we started 3 years ago, and we've had 3 series of it. But it seems to be catching on now. Previously, production was done out of Lake Tahoe. And so now the production will be done out of here in Park City.
And we have plenty of athletes to cover here, so this is great.
That we do.
Yeah, it's perfect. I want to talk about one of the big accomplishments about this whole transitional process, I think, was Sundance. That whole experience. Being a new team, a new formed team, I think, and this is maybe a little bit subjective, but I think that we did a great job in covering Sundance. A lot of it was the first time for a lot of the people who worked here, but that didn't seem to be an issue or a challenge to anyone.
No, from what I understand from afar, it was a huge success. Unfortunately, I had come out just before the Sundance with my dear Patty, and she broke her leg skiing.
Unfortunately, I know that was.
So after 40 years of being together, I had to become the caretaker for her.
Yeah.
So we had 10 days in the hospital, multiple surgeries, and we're working on wheelchairs and things like that.
Is she okay now? Is she in the kind of physical rehabilitation
It was amazing. Well, she got seriously hurt in January, just before Sundance. And we got her home last week.
Oh, wow.
She got the stitches removed from her leg because we had many of complications. and she could take her first shower, and that is when life got better for me. She said, and it's amazing what a couple of gallons of warm water will do to change a person's personality.
It'll change a lot, that's for sure, especially being stuck in a hospital for such a long time. Well, we're very happy to hear that she's doing much better.
It is going to be better because she will be able to stand hopefully in June.
In June. Well, that's good to hear. It's a long process, but we're glad to hear that Patty's doing that she's okay, because it was a major thing.
Not having been here, I got all these field reports, and extra people came in. We brought in people from Reno, Tahoe to assist in the production of Sundance. The team here was just absolutely great. We had more people than ever out in the field doing field reporting, not just here in the studio. And the feedback we've got from the Sundance crowd and just the general public has been wonderful, and I'm very happy. And now we've got 11 months to plan for next year,
and it's
even going to be better.
I agree. We're just going to top it next year for sure, and we have the experience and the know-how to do exactly that for next year. So that kind of brings us up to today. So what's in the process? I know we have Park City PCTV Reports has moved to 1 hour now, and it's going to be live in studio. So that's fantastic. Can you drop hints to any of the viewers about what's in the coming months for Park City Television?
Well, I want to expand on our sports reporting, especially of local high schools. We've done some, and the schools have wonderful facilities. I mentioned Cal will kick it off next week on reporting of high school events throughout the region, not just Park City. We're starting a new profile series that Tyson's going to be working on. He's had some of his segments in PCTV Reports, and he's got a creative gift.
Absolutely. His editing talent is amazing.
It is wonderful. His interviewing style, I'm very pleased with. And so, Cal, let's take it further. He's going to actually be taking many of his segments and putting it into a half-hour show.
Oh, cool.
And then we're going to be starting a process, not so much talking to, business people or athletes, but just regular people from around the area, the school cross person or a cab driver. It's kind of profiling what makes Park City and Heber Valley and Ogden and everywhere else work. And so Tyson will be starting off on that project. It's just wonderful. You take all this new young talent in the marketplace and seeing them develop, taking on new projects, and expanding. You start small, and I always say keep it simple, really, really simple.
Right.
And when you see what you have, then build upon it. And once you start building, never look back to your first episode.
Yeah, just continue adding on to
Exactly.
it, right? Just keep mastering it step by step. Well, Steve, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on.
you, Diego. I didn't get a chance to ask you how you like it here.
I love it. I got to say, I really love it. It's something that I've said over and over again. It's the thing that drew me to this workplace in the first place was the fact that the collaborative spirit, the creative spirit, and everyone that has worked here and the whole mission, the goal, right away got me hooked and was like, I want to work here, I need to work here. Okay. I'll do whatever it takes to work here.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I did, because this is by far the best job I've ever had.
And we can't sign off until we say something nice about Danielle Turner.
Yes,
Danielle, wonderful.
Seriously, nothing would happen here if Danielle wasn't here behind the scenes. She's the major cog behind this whole system here at Park City Television, and she's the most crucial aspect to this whole operation. If she wasn't here, none of this would happen. So thank you so much to Danielle Turner and all of the sacrifices and time she puts into this place, because she makes it great, for sure.
Great.
Steve, again, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Pleasure talking to you. That was Steve Mumblow, the president of Deerfield Media, the parent company of Park City Television. We have much more coming up here on the Mountain Morning Show, including a look into this bridal season here in Utah. Right after this break, stay tuned.